I got a good one for you. Why am I so chatty since I retired? I have a question for my fellow retirees. Why am I so chatty? Now, if you've known me for years, you're probably laughing because I've never considered myself a particularly talkative person. I've always been more on the quiet side. At work, I did my job, had conversations when I needed to, and then moved on with my day. But then something changed after retirement. These days, I find myself getting into conversations with complete strangers. Not just a quick hello or small talk, I mean actual conversations. And here's the part that gets me. Afterward, I walk away and I think, why did I tell them all that? The other day, I was talking to someone I had just met. We started with a simple question, and somehow a few minutes later, they knew things about me they never asked to know. They probably knew where I used to work. They probably knew I was retired. They may have learned something about my family. And there's a good chance that they heard about one of my medical issues recently. The funny thing is, while I'm talking, it seems perfectly normal. It's only later that I realize I've just shared half my life story with someone who probably was just trying to be polite. My brother said he does the same thing. We've actually laughed about it. One of us will tell a story about some random encounter, and the other one will say, let me guess, they know your entire medical history now. And honestly, that's not far from the truth. Sometimes I wonder if this is a retirement thing. When you're working, you spend your days around the same people. You have coworkers, you have customers, you have meetings, you have all of these built-in opportunities to talk. Then retirement comes along. You might spend most of your day by yourself, like I do. You might run a few errands. Maybe you stop for coffee. Maybe you go to the grocery store, and suddenly the cashier, the guy standing in line, or the person sitting next to you becomes the first new person you've talked to all day. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe we're not actually becoming more talkative. Maybe we're just getting fewer opportunities to talk. I've also wondered if retirement gives us more time to reflect. When you're younger, you're busy raising kids, paying bills, working, and trying to get through the week. Retirement is different. You have more time to think, more time to remember, more time to look back on experiences that shaped your life. And after you've lived long enough, you end up carrying around a lot of stories. Stories about jobs, stories about family, stories about mistakes, stories about things that worked out and things that didn't. Those stories are always there. All it takes is one friendly stranger to unlock one of them. The problem is that sometimes one story leads to another. Before you know it, you've gone from discussing the weather to explaining how you downsized your house 10 years ago. Then somehow you're talking about your grandchildren, and before the conversation ends, you're discussing prescription drug plans. You know exactly what I'm talking about. At least I hope you do. Otherwise, this video is just me admitting that I've become the guy who talks too much. The truth is, I don't think it's all bad. Maybe part of retirement is slowing down enough to notice people again. Maybe after spending decades rushing from one responsibility to another, we finally have time to enjoy simple conversations. Or maybe we've simply reached the point in life where we have more stories than we know what to do with. Whatever the reason, I've noticed it. My brother has noticed it. And now I'm curious, have you found yourself becoming more chatty since retirement? Do you ever walk away from a conversation and think, why did I tell them all that? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear if it's just me or if this is another one of those strange little retirement changes nobody talks about. See you in the next one.